Hello again everyone, and welcome if you're new. It's Hayley here at Raising Blooms. I hope you are having a wonderful week. I hope that you've managed to get some things done in your own gardens and allotments. It is a beautiful day. It's a gorgeous day. What are we today? It's Friday. We are now into July. I realised that I didn't do a June garden tour video, so I am going to be giving you a little garden tour in this week's vlog and catch you up with everything that's going on in the garden. So it's a July garden tour, but really it's, you know, still only the beginning of July, so really it's kind of what's been happening in June, I guess, out in the garden. I will also show you some tiny baby blue tits that I think could possibly be the babies that were nesting in my bird box. This was a couple of weeks ago. I caught them, yeah, but on the bird feeder, so they'll be a lot bigger by now, I imagine, but I'm pretty sure they were some scruffy, fluffy, ruffled up little baby blue tits, and I'm sure they might have been my babies, so that was exciting to see. When I was up at the garden the other week, I saw Mr. Fox come slinking by on the other side of the garden. He or she looks as though they've got an injured leg, which is quite sad to see, but I'm sure that is the same fox that I have been seeing quite a lot, even last year. So even though he or she may have an injured leg, they seem to be doing okay because they've been around a while. I'm just looking up in the sky now because a ginormous great big air balloon advertisement thing's up in the sky, and I want to go and tell the kids to come and have a look, so I'll be back. Look in the sky. Can you see? Wow, look.
Who's that? Who's that? Who's that, Mum?
It was a Goodyear balloon advert thing. Sorry, I'm so easily distracted. I'll show you a little clip of that went past. So yeah, going back to today's vlog, I will give you a little garden tour. We now have the kids' swimming pool up in the garden, so we're well and truly ready for summer. It's been up for a week now and no one's been in it except the youngest. The youngest, it seems, doesn't feel the cold. I did get in it and it took my breath away. It is really cold, so we just need another heat wave now to actually make the most of the pool and enjoy it. But the weather is beautiful. We've had a lovely day already today. We've been on a little trip to a place called Chislehurst Caves. I don't know if you may have heard of that or not, but that was a really cool little trip today. And so yeah, I'm well and truly in Friday mode. I probably will spend the weekend doing some allotment jobs and things, but yes, please stick around and enjoy this week's vlog and a tour of my cottage style English garden. As usual, I'll start you off by the back door. As you can see, we now have the pool up for the summer. The trampoline's gone down. That was a job this weekend. It took all day yesterday. But yeah, let's have a little look what's going on in the garden in July. I'll pan you round. We have those Mexican orange blossoms. One there and one there. Not doing anything for me yet, but I'm hoping they'll flower soon. I have this bed here. My clematis armandii is looking healthy at least. It's evergreen. It's had its flush of flowers. My honesty is beginning to do its thing and drying up and going to give me all those beautiful seed heads. My table has seedlings on it, ignore those. And if I take you around to the kitchen garden, it is a mess. So just in the kitchen garden area now, and this does need my attention. My cucumbers want something to climb on and they are clinging to my strawberries. So I do need to fix that situation. And my parsnips at the back are doing well. I have my purple sprouting broccoli here, more strawberries. All I've been doing, I haven't actually protected them from the butterflies, but I've just been looking under the leaves to see if there's any eggs periodically. That's my method at the moment. My broad beans are doing nothing. Nothing at all really. I mean, well, I've got a couple. These plants, it's quite disappointing. It does make me want to just take them up and put something else in, to be honest. I don't know if that's wasteful, but yeah, they're not doing much for me. You won't be surprised to know that my tomatoes are still in those pots, those temporary pots lining the wall. I do need to put them into bigger pots. I'm just gonna have to get some bigger pots or buckets or something. I might do that today. I'll bring you back round to the back door, and this pot that I potted up with some Sweet Williams. The Sweet Williams are flowering, the snapdragons are about to, they're budding up, but the dahlia has said goodbye. Unfortunately, that one got eaten by the slugs. I think that was inevitable, wasn't it? My dahlias don't seem to do very well. Have a look at this honesty here. There's two plants here, a purple and a white it was. It's drying up beautifully. I have had to pull out quite a few of the honesty in the garden because it was going a bit mouldy, like mildew. The blueberries still have done nothing. Nothing at all. My curry plant here is looking good. And my anemones are getting ready to give me some beautiful pink blooms. My David Austin Gertrude Ducal here has had its first flush. I need to deadhead those ones off. I'm hoping it will give me another flowering soon. Down here we have microcosmia. As you can see, they are beginning to come along. That will look lovely. That will be a flame of orange before long. I have to show you something quite funny. Look, a little honesty, not an honesty, a sweet pea. The sweet pea has decided to self-seed here, and it's one of those ones that smell divine as well. I might cut the bloom on that and see if it produces any more, but it's just laying there on my step. Look, so cute. I'll bring you down the steps. My lavender is looking well. I was worried about that because I didn't think it was looking too healthy, but actually I put in 3 lavender plugs there. I might have put in more. Oh, there's 4 there, 4 lavender plugs, and they are doing well. The ivy does like to take over everywhere in this garden. We spent all day out here yesterday just trying to get on top of the ivy and the bindweed because there's just so much of it. My erigeron looking lovely as ever. Over in this bed we still have that ash tree down there that wants to, just wants to grow there. We did try cutting it back a bit yesterday. Some more honesty here. And then we have the wisteria that's supposed to be climbing this frame. Not doing an awful lot. Hasn't grown anyway. Much. Look, bindweed. Bindweed wants to grow though. Bindweed wants to grow everywhere. Honestly. Drives me mad. This is my Queen Elizabeth rose looking very tall. One bloom, one single bloom at the top, but it has been blooming its socks off so far. And I'm pretty sure it will have some more blooms on it soon. Lots of lovely new growth there. Can't believe how tall it is. I'm standing on some steps. It's over 6 foot tall. My lavender just down here likes to spill over the steps. I mean, I know it's got a lot to compete with. Spill over the steps and into the path. Like the rest of the plants too, actually. It probably all needs a good water later. We have had some storms and a bit of rain over the past week or so. My Verbena bonariensis looking good. I think I'm going to chop back my Nepeta, which is looking a bit messy, and maybe it will give me a second flush, and maybe I'll do the same with my salvia. That also looks like it's seen better days there. The foxgloves are mostly over now. Over in this border we gave it a bit of a tidy up yesterday, done some edging. This rose, it was the little yellow rose that I saved from a different spot in the garden, that it's got a little bloom coming on it now. It has done so well. It wasn't something I thought I was going to like. The yellow, it's a yellow rose, and the buds are, the blooms are very small, but actually it has been flowering its socks off for me sitting here. It really has, and it's about to have more flowers too by the look of it. My Nigella still going, but the seed pods are there as well. We have some yarrow about to bloom for me, just there. This rose is Timeless Charisma. It has had its first flush, but looky here, there's going to be more yarrow and a little friend. Oh, a very new one. Very cute. This has self-seeded itself here. It's a euphorbia of some kind, and the garden was covered with them when we first moved in. I'm letting the odd one come back. It gives some sort of structure. I like the colour. The original one here is doing very well. I don't know if you remember, I planted some of those osteospermum flowers in here, in this pot and this one, but they didn't survive, so I've put in some feverfew and a dahlia in each. But this dahlia has seen better days, let's be honest. That one's not really going to do anything for me, unfortunately. The slugs have had a feast. My elephant's ears here looking healthy, and it does have a little flower on it as well. This is my little Acer. It's taken a bit of a battering, to be honest, because we've got our hose there. It's been knocked about a little bit. I don't know if we should think about moving that at some point. I'll bring you back round to this border. The bees are busy on the lavender and the Nepeta. My native hedge at the back there is doing very well. The birches are getting very tall. I need to decide how high I want this hedge to be. My rowan here has some berries on it somewhere. Where can I show you? So the berries will go red for me in the late summer, autumn time, I should think. My eucalyptus, I gave that a bit of a prune. That was getting very big. And then this is called Melton Pastels. It's a scabious, isn't it? A scabiosa of some sort. Some more verbena here, and tumbling down on the ground just here. This is a different variety, a shorter variety. But as with everything else, it's leaning for the sunlight. So pretty though. I don't realise how much purple I've got in the garden. I've got some gladioli here coming through. Looking forward to the flowers on those. And my geranium Roseanne here. This is my David Austin Bring Me Sunshine. I think it will have some more blooms on it soon. It's got lots of new growth. It was really getting tall, that one. I have a rose coming here. I don't actually know what rose it is, so that's going to be a surprise. We gave this giant Japanese spindle here a bit of a trim as well, because it was just getting a bit, it was overtaking everything really. It was casting a lot of shadow over this border, which is also making plants lean, and the ones at the back are getting a little bit weak and leggy. Like my fuchsia just here. This fuchsia is a cutting from one that was in my dad's garden years ago when I was a kid. I got a cutting from my sister's plant that's in her garden, and she had a cutting from the original. So yeah, it's a special plant and it does very well, but it is looking quite leggy at the back. Look at these, gorgeous aren't they? I do love allium seed heads. This is a toffee apple, looking lovely. And of course a geum here, totally tangerine. That one just flowers its socks off. And angel wings down here, some more salvia. And this rose is my Olivia Austin. And I think it might have thrips, which is quite sad. I have deadheaded her. The buds just were not looking very healthy. The blooms are almost bleached white when she's supposed to be a pale pink. So I think it's a thrips problem. The peonies are done with. And my pond has been topped up. We've had the lily has been flowering. I don't know if we can see a bloom down here. Oh, there is one there just there. A bit covered up. But yeah, that's been lovely to see it bloom. And we have an Annabelle here, hydrangea Annabelle, doing well. We moved the egg chair here, which I quite like. I like this spot for it. But it would be nicer if it was a two-seater. People fight over who sits there. I say people, myself and my husband fight over who sits there. And look, we're ready. I've been in today and it's absolutely freezing. I say I've been in, I did try to just get in elegantly on the floaty, on the ring, but I fell in and nearly had a heart attack, to be honest. It's so cold. The laurels at the back are doing well, they're getting really tall. I think by next year they should be reaching the top of that fence there. This little Acer is an orange dream. And we have behind it the Fatsia. Some new leaves emerging there. I can't tell if those leaves at the top are looking a little bit damaged with something. I'll have to investigate that. And we have a fern down here. It's probably the only fern that I am keeping alive, because I just can't seem to keep ferns alive in this garden. I have another of those euphorbias here. And this, if you remember, is the hydrangea that I bought that was supposed to be blue. It doesn't look like my soil is the right pH for blue hydrangeas, so I have a nice pink one instead. A few things are coming into flower here. I can't remember what that's going to be. I think that's a straw flower there. So yeah, that's a straw flower and a dahlia down there. We have my limelight, my hydrangea limelight, which is just coming into bloom. That's going to look gorgeous. Look how many heads it's got on there. We have this little rose that has been doing really well as well. I think it's a French rose. That's the one that we moved from our old house. And I don't know if you remember, but my mum gave me some wild flower seed mix. And look what has erupted from that box, because I didn't plant any of these. Well, I had done the cornflowers. Yeah, and that's all from this patch. The yellow flowers, there's some sort of when I looked them up, there was some sort of daisy. This flower here, don't know what that is, but I didn't plant that. And these white ones, it's beautiful, isn't it? What a lovely little surprise. This is Gypsophila, or Gypsophila. This is one that I did put in. And I've got my heucheras down here. They've got their flower stems on them. My granddad's rose, the peace rose, is blooming, looking gorgeous. Still got lots of buds on there as well. And look, a poppy, another one that just popped up from that seed mix. Look how blue those cornflowers are. And these ones are lollipop alliums. I put those in. I tried to do a bit of a drift in this bed, so I have quite a few dotted around. These allium seed heads are amazing, aren't they? They're like little fireworks. My cosmos here are doing well. And these ones are some thistles here. My black lace elder is growing quite big. I put in this Gypsophila here, baby's breath, the lovely pink one. So beautiful. I only just put this in yesterday. I got 2 of them, that one and this one. What I was thinking with this border is it was looking kind of heavier on one end and emptier up this end, so I treated myself to a few bits. I got this Boscobel, which, if you remember, I was saying it's one that was on my list. It's a David Austin rose, and I've got some salvias to go with it because, of course, roses do well with salvias next to them. And I've got the 2 Gypsophila. The euphorbia at the back there is filling out nicely. There's 3 plants there. And I do have some dahlias waiting to come into bloom, some more straw flowers here. And of course some lovely seed heads of the foxgloves. My cutting of Olivia Rose Austin has just been moved into this bed. I don't know if it looks very happy. Now, we were excited because it had 2 little buds on it. We put it here yesterday, but perhaps I've moved it too soon, so I don't know if it's going to survive, but we'll see. My buddleia is taking off. Look at that at the top there. And it has lots of blooms ready to erupt. I will take you to the back of the garden. This looked beautiful. This bottle brush, when it was at its best, it was so bright red. We'll come through the garden gate. Mary Delaney, David Austin Rose, is doing okay. You know, she's growing slowly. She's not one that's a fast grower or anything like that. I did read that she was, but not for me. Woollerton Old Hall, on the other hand, is doing very well. It smells gorgeous too. Yeah, this one needs taming. I've had to pull up some of my stepping stones to help support some of the feet of the pool, so that doesn't look quite as aesthetic as I would like. But my meadow is coming along. I say coming along, but it's doing its thing. The little path that we've mown, I just think that's so cute. I think the raspberries have had their day. Don't think I've got any more fruit coming on those. But my pears are fattening up and they're getting ready. We've got plenty of those. I do love this pear tree. And the same with the apples. The apple tree is also maturing slowly. The fruit, hopefully we'll have some lovely juicy apples on there and they won't succumb to some sort of disease, which I know they often do. We did try to get on top of the brambles and bindweed yesterday because there's just so much of it in this garden. My sweet peas are not as wow factor as they were last year. I don't know whether that's because I saved these seeds and just sown, they were just some seeds that I saved from last year and not a fresh batch, so I don't know whether that's got something to do with it, but I definitely had more sweet peas last year. But I'll give those ones a cut because, as we know, the more you cut, the more they bloom. This lovely allium head here. Some straw flowers are out. I should give those a cut as well. And my timeless purple rose has had its first flush, and I believe it's about to have another one for me. This, I think, is a Rudbeckia, but I can't be sure. I have some more hydrangeas here. This one's an Annabelle, and then this one is just another mop head. It was probably supposed to be blue as well, but we have a pretty pink one. The oxeye daisies are past their best. I don't know. I have been cutting them back. Hopefully they will come back into their own again. But they do begin to look a bit messy and tired. Some cosmos here. Dahlias. Give those ones a cut as well. And look at these cute little nasturtiums here. I've got a mix of the apricot and the classic orange. This little rose is over with now. We have my rose campion here, looking stunning. I do love this plant. And then at the back we have my laurels and a grapevine. The grapevine is trying to take over everything. It tries to climb up into the birch and it tries to go over my greenhouse. So yeah, that's a bit of keeping on top of. My cornflowers, bit of a sad story. You may remember seeing me sow them into this galvanised planter here, and I had this vision of them looking stunning, but actually it's not quite looking that way, is it? I must remember with cornflowers, they just go all droopy and floppy and go all over the place and do their own thing, don't they? They don't stand up nice and tall. So yeah, not quite what I was hoping for there. Update on the watermelon. 2 of them got eaten, unfortunately, so we have 1 survivor. I don't think it's looking big enough that it's going to produce me any melons this year, but you know, it might surprise me still. I have my tomatoes that are in the ground. I do need to do some pinching out of the side shoots. If you know about that, you know what I'm talking about. If not, you have to keep a little eye out for side shoots that come out under the main branches and pinch them out. I'll probably do that in another video and show you how I do that. Come out of the greenhouse. This little Miss Figgy tree is not looking very happy. The leaves are being munched by something. To be honest, I've had it a couple of years. It's a dwarf fig tree, hasn't produced any fruit for me yet. I am thinking of moving her, maybe relocating her to the allotment. This is my small apple tree, and the fig tree here does have some figs. Look, I think I counted 9 on my last check, so that's exciting. I had the most juiciest fig from that tree last year. The stream is looking peaceful, a train's going past. But yeah, my favourite little spot. More of the grapevine over here. We do have some bunches of grapes that are going to mature, I've noticed, so that'll be good. The grapes on here are gorgeous. More honesty, I think that the laurels are getting a bit crowded out there. They're not getting a lot of light, but they should still grow. Little butterfly there. And lots of bindweed, of course, lots of bindweed. I do have some asparagus growing here. I thought I'd killed it when a beam had been on that bed, but it looks as though we're okay. And that's it, I think. That is all there is to show you. Who's in the... Oh my goodness, look who's there. I've been standing here talking to you and Mummy Duck is there with her babies. Oh my goodness, can you see them? Oh, I've got to be quiet now. They might come this... Oh, look. Oh, I didn't even notice. Oh, it's right over there as well. Oh, you're adorable. So perhaps this is her second brood, or maybe this is another duck. I just love that they use our stream as a nursery. I love this, it's so cute. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I think this is lovely. I'm just bringing you around to the front garden now and showing you my lovely hollyhock and the jasmine that is blooming and smelling absolutely divine. Now, right by the front door, I did plant up these pots with some carnations. My petunia is looking lovely, and I planted this hanging basket. My hydrangea hedge is popping, and I've tried to tame the wisteria a little bit. The rose hedge, again, considering these were all just bare root roses put in last year, I'm so happy with them. The salvia in between is so delicate. The amelanchier tree, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do about this one. The leaves aren't happy, they get mildew and black spot. But the rest of the garden, I think, is looking rather pretty, rather cottagey, and exactly as I was hoping. So what do you think, guys? Could these be my baby blue tits that have come back to visit the garden where they were born? Munching away on some fat balls there. I like to believe it's them anyway. They're so cute. As always, if you are still here and watching to the end of this video, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this week's vlog, and if you like what you see, please don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to my channel, and I shall see you in the next one. Take care.